I really do. I think this, and you three must have been in evenings or afternoons like that, so frustrating because you lose, and in a way you almost wonder how you lost that game, because the other team had like 4 shots, they scored 4 goals pretty much, and you were not bad on the night, and yet you still end up losing 4-2 at home in a place where you rarely lose this season. So I think the reaction today, this afternoon, and also obviously on Thursday night, will be massive from them.
I think, Nidden, there's also an interesting England question about this game as well. Even with the extended squad sizes, do both Konza and Dunk go to the Euros? Could it be either or of those two?
That is a good question. That is a good question.
Well, thank you for sounding so surprised.
I think from what we've seen from Konza this year, I think the fact that he can play right back as well will help. I think that adds a layer of like variability, whereas Lewis Dunk he's very good as a centre back. So I would lean towards that side of things, but I don't know. I think Southgate kind of knows who he wants, and with the size of the squad being bigger, if he wants to have extra cover back there, then great. But then I think also, given how this season's gone, I think the next 2 weeks will probably mean a lot in terms of who's available, because you know a lot of these guys have missed big parts of the season, so availability might end up being your best ability yet again.
I think Dunk will be left out of the squad. I think he's seen enough to say, look, it's the options that he does have, the faith that he has in the two that he's got there in Maguire and Stones, they're going to play, and therefore it's going to be sort of versatility, as Nedum touched on. Konza, I spoke to Gareth Southgate before one of the games, and he was saying how impressed he's been with the way that he's developed his game this season under Emery, better on the ball. I don't know whether it'll be enough for him either. He's had a look at him. I think he's ahead of Gomez in the pecking order, but again, whether he's got that ability going forward, which he asked so much for from the fullbacks, will be another question. So question marks about both of them. I think the bigger question marks about Dunk, because he is a centre half. He is a centre half alone, and he's got those already.
Stephen?
Yeah, I'd say out of those two players, I think Konza's the favourite. I think it's also with his age as well, 26 years of age, and Lewis Dunk obviously 32 now. So you look at that and just think for the future of the squad, I think he'd look to use him. I agree with Rob though. I don't think either. I don't think it's a one or the other. I think there's probably other players in there that Gareth may be looking at as well. It was interesting to hear Rob say then about the fullbacks going forward, and I'm thinking Gareth doesn't really like to throw his fullbacks forward, so defensively I think he'd be looking at that side of Ezri Konza and thinking great pace, can cover the full back line if needed to. If it was my choice, I'd go Konza. I think he's hugely improved, but I am a big fan of Lewis Dunk's as well.
Yeah, certainly been exposed a bit against pace in big games, Lewis Dunk, which might not have massively have helped his cause. He obviously starts for Brighton. Konza starts for Aston Villa. Kickoff is 7 minutes away. Brighton versus Aston Villa in full here on 5 Live. Chelsea versus West Ham in full via the BBC Sport website. Liverpool Tottenham at 4:30. It's still Rangers 0, Kilmarnock 1. Kilmarnock down to 10 players. James Tavernier has missed a penalty. We'll let you know when the half-time whistle goes there. Now though, we're going racing at Newmarket with the Pretty Polly Stakes. John Hunt.
Good afternoon to you, Steve, from a gorgeous Newmarket. This race well developed. It is usually a nice Oaks trial. Very smart young horses contest this. All female horses, 3-year-olds, and the leader as they charge for home is Friendly Soul on only her second start. She's about to be challenged by the favourite Kalpana, as Strutting is close up just in behind those, with Kitteridge putting in an effort as well. Further back, Winter Snowfall looks well beaten now. That's William Buick's mount. William
they were scoring more goals when they were at their peak. If you just look at the league table, Sam, they're 13th at the moment. If they win their 2 games in hand, then they go up to 10th. And you would actually say that would probably, be par for the course for Brighton. And I think that both teams, I'm talking about the Brighton hierarchy, you know, from Tony Bloom down and from Robert De Zerbi, they knew what they were getting. Robert De Zerbi knew when he was going into Brighton that Brighton were a club that developed young players and sold them on for big money, and took senior players in like Danny Welbeck, you know, to help the younger players progress and just settle them down. And now I think De Zerbi is actually saying that he wants Brighton to go and buy established Premier League players at their peak, you know, like at the 27 and 28, and spend 40, 50, 60 million pounds on a player.
Yep.
That's not going to happen. That's not Brighton's remit. That's not their model.
If you speak to people here, that is exactly what they think the problem is. Lots of young players, lots of established older players coming towards the end of their career, but nothing in between. This one kicks off in around 7 minutes' time. So does the game at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea against West Ham. Chelsea were excellent on Thursday, but depleted in terms of numbers. How tricky will it be for them to perform again so quickly after that win against Spurs? Because they haven't changed too many, Ollie Klink.
They haven't, no, and they were missing 14 first-team players for that game on Thursday against Spurs, but it was a very comfortable win for them. The only thing we do know, though, and West Ham know this very well, is that a Thursday-Sunday turnaround can be tough in the Premier League. And a point that Perry made to me, actually, before the game is that this is a West Ham side, particularly today, that is strong, and it brings a lot of physicality too. Alvarez and Souček in midfield, Zuma and Ogbonna at the back. This is a young Chelsea team. They might struggle with that a bit today as they're tiring throughout the game. Having said that, their form at home has been superb. They've won 8 out of their last 10 here, and I hope to continue that today.
Yeah, I think they've lost one of their last 18 at home in all competitions. The last 2 weeks have been littered with headlines about who's going to replace David Moyes. Perry, Julian Lopetegui, Ruben Amorim, both courtships have taken place in the full glare of the media. We've seen Amorim apologise to the sporting fans for coming to London to meet with the West Ham hierarchy. David Moyes has fallen out with Tim Steidten, told him not to come anywhere near the dressing room. He hasn't even been told he's not getting the job next season yet. How do we feel about the way that West Ham have conducted themselves?
I don't want to air your dirty linen in public, Sam. During the beginning of the season, people thought that the Tim Steidten and David Moyes sort of relationship could be a little bit difficult, because Tim Steidten has been brought in basically to head the recruitment, isn't he? And David Moyes probably not having as much say in players as he's like coming in. If they're going for Julian Lopetegui, West Ham fans, I don't think are going to be particularly excited, because, Sam, you've seen Lopetegui's Wolves play, and they were very, very well structured, very defensive. They don't play the front foot, you know, high octane attacking football that is a fashion at the moment. So I think West Ham fans will be pretty sort of mediocre about that appointment if that comes to fruition. But if you look at the job, David Moyes has done at West Ham, you know, both times when he's gone in there, they've been struggling against relegation. They went for Pellegrini, didn't really work with the big money signings. He had to come back and save relegation. Gets him into Europe 3 times. Win Joker Conference League, the first trophy that they've won for 40 plus years. So I think he's got a sort of a wry smile on his face, as if to say, some of his programme notes that I've read in his column in the programmes have been sort of basically, be careful what you wish for. And I think he'll walk away himself. I think he realises that probably the time has come, you know, to part of the ways. It's neither party's fault, but I think time has just run out on both sides of it.
Is this the right way to treat a manager that has achieved so much for you? I mean, look, the fans can be upset about the style of football, they can want the club to move on, but shouldn't the club have acted with a little bit more dignity and allowed David Moyes to leave with a bit more dignity, maybe even announced the fact that he was departing at the end of the season before conducting this sort of beauty pageant for his replacement, when no one's confirmed that he's actually going anywhere?
Well, I think they know the signs, you know, because I think they offered David Moyes a contract, didn't they, before Christmas? And it wasn't signed.
The talk, where he never happened, did it?
Yeah, and so that was a talk. And I think David Moyes, from his point of view, why would you want to stay somewhere where you're obviously that you're not really wanted? You know, where he knows his 2 performances.
Cannot be
Be serious!
Yeah, sometimes he yells and then sometimes he just stares.
Now by it. And what'll happen is, you know what it'll be, Sam? He'll turn into a Red Adair, like a firefighter, because he knows there's always going to be clubs in trouble in the Premier League, where he probably comes in at Christmas time and does what Sam Allardyce used to do, comes in and saves them, and he gets himself a nice big bonus. But he's done a brilliant job. I know the football sometimes hasn't been easy on the eye, but what would you give him a mark if you gave him a mark for his tenure? Would it be an A, A minus?
David Moyes?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's done brilliantly. I think, look, you can argue all day about style of football, but to get them to win a trophy for the first time in 40 years, to get them consistently into the top half of the table, as he has done, and playing European football, that's got to be an A-grade job, hasn't it? I mean, look, you know, it may well be that he's now given them a platform from which somebody else takes them on and develops them further, and then they go on and become a better, more attractive team, and in the future play in the Champions League. I don't know if they've got the ability to go that next step, but it takes a lot of money to do that. It'll be interesting to see whether whoever is put in charge can just maintain the standards that they have already set for. Top half of the table, then they've just basically surrendered to fan pressure and then downgraded the team, which would be a bad turn of events for West Ham United. So whatever the next decision is, it has to be a progressive one in terms of performances, football and league position.
All they got to do is look up the road, haven't they, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Spurs fans wanted more attacking, easy on the eye football after Conte and Mourinho. They got it, and now there's been a couple of dodgy saying that they have no plan B. Do you know what I mean? That Postecoglou just have one way of playing.
It's got a couple of dodgy results, Perry. They've failed to win 14 of the last 24.
Yes. Are you talking about Spurs?
Yeah.
Yes, I know, but they're still in fifth, Sam. If you'd have said to Spurs fans at the beginning of the season, by the way, you'll be fifth with a chance of getting yourself in the Champions League, they would have snapped your hands off. So when fans say about I want attacking easy on the eye, progressive football, and they say, oh, I don't mind if I see my team get beat 4-3, 3-2, it's a load of nonsense. You want your team to win.
Well, certainly if they don't win today, Tottenham Hotspur and Aston Villa do, they won't be getting in the Champions League, because that will be sealed for Aston Villa. It could be a big day for this football club down on the Sussex coast. They're taking on Brighton. Two teams standing on the pitch in front of me. Blue and white striped shirts for Brighton, attacking the goal away to our right in the first half. It's the claret and blue of Aston Villa that will get us off and underway. Rob Jones is our referee. We'll be here throughout the course of the afternoon. Chelsea West Ham underway as well. Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 1. Fabio Silva scoring in the 8th minute of added time at the end of the first half.
Foul is not happy with that one at all. Doesn't feel as though it was a free kick. Mudryk goes down, clutching his midriff. It will be a free kick for Chelsea. So, Pochettino just takes a little sip of his bottle of water on the touchline. Thiago Silva caresses the ball out to the right-hand side. Thiago Silva once more does gather. Thiago Silva in towards Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher keeps it moving. Correa goes to Mudryk. Mudryk just cutting inside. And Mudryk goes back towards Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva outside the confines of the penalty area. Thiago Silva looks up and assesses his options. And Thiago Silva pops the ball inside. Chelsea now working the ball through the centre of the park and plays a neat football until they ultimately give it away. And West Ham back in possession. West Ham are working the ball down that left-hand side. And very much from West Ham's perspective today,
Perché Vileda? Perché amo ballare con le calze.
Vileda Revolution. La sua microfibra pulisce a fondo. Premi il bottone, sciacqua e strizza il panno.
Provalo, vedrai.
Vileda Revolution. Vileda, sentirsi a casa è straordinario.
I can swear, I can joke, I say what's on my mind.
Quickly remind you, you are listening to Sammy SK Football.
You're listening to Sammy SK Football Channel.
Hello guys, sorry for the inconveniences, but we'll be back soon with the audio where you can watch along. Please leave a like as we're pushing forward to bring you guys the live audio for the Chelsea match. So please guys, just stay around, please hang on as very soon we'll connect to the live streaming and the live audio about Chelsea match. We all know that I can't bring you the live stream, the full match, the live match here, because it's very expensive. And I'm just a little YouTuber and trying to. But for now, Chelsea is playing 0-0, and I hope Chelsea win tonight, because if Chelsea win tonight, if Chelsea win this afternoon, will be a great one for us, because we need it so much. And I hope all Chelsea fans are 100% with me in this, because we need Chelsea to win, because if we have a win here, we can guarantee next season European football. So guys, I think we'll be okay with a Conference League football, but for now Chelsea are still playing 0-0, and the game is on for just 7 minutes of play, but I believe that Chelsea are going to come out winner out to the game. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like guys, leave a like, and let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if you think Chelsea can win this game. Let me know in the comment section down below, and very soon I will bring you the live audio of Chelsea football of the match. So guys, don't forget to leave a like and follow us for more Chelsea live streaming like this. So after the match we'll be live where every one of you can connect. I'll leave the link in our live shout, and also not just the live shout, also in the live commentary, and also in the live I will be live. You can see me in person, and also if you want to join the live chat, if you have a smartphone, you can also join, where we all can connect on the channel and we can be live on that. So guys, just stay tuned as we bring you the live audio and the live commentary. So guys, if you is the first time of you joining this channel, please subscribe and support. To you it's nothing, but to me it's very important. Your subscription and your support is very important to me. So guys, let me know what you think about this, and let me know what you think about this Chelsea match. And I hope Chelsea win today, because we need the winning, because winning will take us close to the European football next season. So guys, let me know what you think.
Clearly fouled Madaway, getting back play, but it's only going to be a throw to Chelsea. Two sides just still feeling each other out, I think it's fair to say. McIntyre with it was the meat in the West Ham sandwich there, wasn't he, Madaway? I'm not quite sure how that wasn't a free kick, especially as he went down. It was propelled so dramatically. It is actually going to be a free kick after all of that. Cole Palmer and Conor Gallagher standing over the ball. Two good options to have.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a chance to get the big men forward here. And yeah, it's crucial that they get the set pieces right this afternoon, and it can be a game changer, especially with the big men of Chalobah, who saw a fantastic header against Spurs midweek, and Thiago Silva, of course, and also.
Yeah, West Ham haven't been great at defending balls into the box. Another calamity, I think, for the own goal against Liverpool last Saturday.
Gallagher and Palmer wait. Gallagher plays it down the line to Shalabar. In fact, he cuts it back, and Ariola's forced into a save at the near post. It will be another corner kick. In fact, it was Jackson who was making that foray across. I got my 14s and my 15s mixed up. He did well. The ball wasn't the best. He had to adjust. Got the cross in. Ariola maybe going outside of the post into the side netting, but no chances taken by the France World Cup winning goalkeeper, of course, Palmer. In swinger. It's a deep one. It's a free header for Zuma. No one really read that from Palmer in a Chelsea shirt. It's halfway by Antonio, but Caicedo can work it wide to Gallagher, who gives it further wide to Palmer. He's wide on the right-hand side. He'll cut inside. Feeds a lovely ball through to Silva. He cuts it back. Keeper gets it away, but not conclusively, and Soufal does the right thing, hammers it away. That was good by Chelsea. There is something working or coming into more of a pattern, I think, for the Blues, and it all revolves around pace. I suppose pretty much all successful football is about pace, isn't it? But when they do move it with a bit of purpose, they suddenly look like they're starting to click a bit.
Yeah, you said they were feeling each other out a couple of minutes ago. The game's actually started to settle down now and in a rhythm. We knew Chelsea would have most of the possession, but over on that far side, they're starting to find a bit of success. That free kick off the training ground down the line, Jackson nearly snuck it in the front post. I don't know whether he was shooting or crossing, but nearly snuck it in the front post. But yeah, they're finding more success down that far side and probing away, but it's all Chelsea at the minute.
Yes, goalkeeper Ariola. Just untidily, he had to come out there. We're seeing that lovely cutback by Silva. He actually made a good save, Ariola. Deflects off his right boot. Soufal away, Zuma away this time. Former Chelsea player, of course. Cucurella gets the better of Bowen. Bounces to Souček. He can't control. Kudus acrobatically brings it down. And, well, he goes laterally, and he's just needlessly fouled by Conor Gallagher, who's the player with the most fouls in the season's Premier League by quite a distance, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say that was well expected. Over 12 minutes gone. That's far too long for him to make a foul.
Yeah, it's one of those where the referee has got his whistle in his mouth, anticipate what's going to happen before it has. As Ariola works into Soufal in the right back position, still goalless as well in the other game. Brighton against Aston Villa. A reminder as well, 4:30. Liverpool against Tottenham. And I'm asking for something here because Chelsea players kicked the ball away, but referee Madley doesn't look too concerned. It's going to be up to Ariola to wander across and bowl it out to Kurt Zuma. David Moyes, 61 years old, of course. Doubts over his future. It's believed there is a contract on the table, should he want it. But it's a bit of a movable feast, it seems. Talk of Ruben Amorim's been spoken to. Julen Lopetegui looks the favourite to be handed a job that's not currently vacant, which it must be quite an unerring thing for a manager. Been there 5 seasons now, of course, the European trophy as well. Maybe feeling that the cycle's coming to an end, but there's not been much more he could have given West Ham fans as far as consistency on the field. I think it's fair to say, as Chelsea just recycle play around their 2 central defenders and the goalkeeper. It does open up a bit for them on the left-hand side. Badiashile gives Gallagher a pass. Yeah, it's back to play Gallagher, so he had to go back to Badiashile. The Frenchman will roll it to Gallagher, who can come over the halfway line. He's got Mudryk ahead of him. We'll go back to Badiashile. Chelsea playing in front of West Ham. That's a nice ball by Caicedo. Then Jackson wide to Shalabar. Enjoying a bit of extra freedom playing as a right back rather than centre half. Alfie Gilchrist dropping out of the team as Shalabar gives it to Madueke. Cuts inside his left foot. It's a low ball in Jackson's there. It falls to Palmer and it falls to his 21st goal in the league this season. Too easy. Great finish. Side foots it in. He's all confidence and he's put Chelsea 1-0 up.
Palmer this season, you can't be giving him that space and time in the box. It was very poorly defended by West Ham as it was a shot low into the box at maybe shin height. I think it was Kurt Zuma that dived at it. It wasn't dealt with. It dropped straight to the feet of Palmer. I think there was a cue. I think it was Conor Gallagher left it to Palmer. Of course it's that man. He's having such a fantastic season. Like you mentioned, 21 goals, 9 assists, and what a fantastic finish with the left foot as he opens his body out and whips it into the far left corner. That's a brilliant goal and a brilliant start for the Blues.
Yeah, it wasn't missing there. Well played by Madueke down the right-hand side. Jackson was a nuisance, and then Palmer just walks onto the ball and just whips it home. Lovely finish by the England man there. It's amazing how much he's improved, or was it already there when he was at Manchester City? Just couldn't get in the side, but he's up for the Player of the Season awards, I imagine, as the ball, Chalobah lets the ball bounce. He'll battle with Antonio. Antonio gets the better of Chalobah. Looking for support, plays a poor ball in, but, well, it's a bad ball made into a good one because Badiashile and Petrovic, neither of them talk to each other. It would be a corner kick.
It's one of them for a defender. You don't know whether to leave it as it's flashed across the edge of the 6-yard box. You don't know whether to clear it, but it can go anywhere with them sort of balls. If you slice through it, it's going to end up in the back of your own net. He decided just to boot it into Rose Ed and call it a corner, and it's still 1-0.
Well, it's one of those, if I was the Chelsea ball. Who like signings, I'd be looking at my goalkeeper there and see if I can get an upgrade. As the ball comes in, header goes towards goal. It's off the woodwork from Kurt Zouma. And Chelsea will be able to break. It was on Bonner actually going across, or was it Jarrod Bowen? He scored a header against Liverpool from the melee. A looping header came. A good ball in by Akatar, and it is Bowen. Keeper's beaten there onto the woodwork.
It's not good enough from Cucurella, who was marking him. He was the wrong side of his man. Bowen with a fantastic header. That was a chance, and it's a wake-up call for Chelsea. Like I said before the game, expected goals. There's been chances at both ends, there really has, yeah.
Yes, there has, and Chelsea just going to try and settle things down, perhaps now. Silva to Palmer. Palmer down the line to Madueke. Chalobah will step in and say Chelsea happy to play in front of West Ham, just control things. Got that goal, and it's been, well, it's an issue for all young sides, isn't it, with inexperience, conceding after you score. You need the likes of Silva just to step in. I was going to say, an experience of someone like Gallagher, he's only 24. That just gives you an idea of where this Chelsea squad is at, as Petrovic, the goalkeeper, knocks it long, headed down by Suchek. Caicedo nods it to Jackson. Now Gallagher can work away to Mudryk. He's held his width well. He'll have a go at Soufal here. He gets himself into the box. Didn't quite fancy on his left foot. He did eventually cross it. Madueke comes in, deflected, loops over, corner kick.
I'm liking the look of Mudryk so far. He seems well up for this game. Plenty pace, plenty energy as he comes down that left-hand side, one-on-one with Koufal. He's dropped it across the edge of the box as Madueke has come in from the right. Whipped it on his left foot, hit the man, and gone out for a corner, but good signs for Chelsea so far. Positive play, and they've settled into the game, and it's all one-way traffic.
Yeah, what I like most about Mudryk there was that he attempted to take it. He took it with his left foot, which is not something we've seen enough of, I don't think, since he moved to Chelsea. Gives him that extra option. Ball in at the back, far post. Chalobah free header into the hands of Areola. Poor defending once again by West Ham. Balls across their box. That's been an issue for some time. It's actually a good corner kick by Mudryk. He finds his man, and Chalobah, he won that one back, I think. He saw it all the way. And I think that's mistimed his jump. Good turn by Bowen, 30 yards out. He turns, gives it to Soufal. Kudus towards the back post, Bowen on the penalty spot. Soufal has it again. Looping cross, catching practice over Petrovic, and a wasted opportunity there for West Ham.
Yeah, that was a good counter-attack. I mean, the defending was not good enough for the corner when that header came in for the back post. Obviously, Chalobah's got a taste for goals after midweek. I think it was Ogbonna that went up with him, but fantastic counter. The Bowen spin was absolutely phenomenal.
Hello guys, there is a little bit of problem of network, and as soon as we reconnect, I will give you guys all the update. For now, I will do the commentary myself before we have the network back. So guys, Chelsea are still leading 1-0, and according to the result now, as Chelsea are leading 1-0, we are a point. We are tied with Manchester United and close for the next season European football. So I hope that we can make it through, because it will be a massive one if we can make it through, guys. And Kopama, the goal scorer, Kopama now have 21 goals in this season. So guys, it's a good one. Great shot from Gallagher, guys. Whoa, no.
Very well to hold on to that. It was right at him, but it was coming at a fair bit of pace. That's the attacking once again. Zuma sticking with his man, forced Jackson wide on the right foot. Maybe he was better going low and a cross goal. But here come West Ham, and it's Paquetá. It's right to Koufal. He's just entering towards right-hand side of the edge of box once again. It's a lovely ball in. It's Bowen up for it. Antonio couldn't get the touch. And it's just one of them where he was expecting the header and it just came off his thigh. But do you believe that was a chance for West Ham?
Well, yeah, it was unfortunate. I think unsighted, like you say, by Bowen in front of him, and then he can't quite control. But this is where West Ham, this is their best bet now, isn't it? Trying to open the play up and hit Chelsea on the break, because as good as they are going forward, they're still quite ragged at the back. And Caicedo and Gallagher, well, Caicedo is known as a bit of a destroyer in midfield. I think he prefers actually going forward. The same for Gallagher. There's not much cover for the back four, and when it does turn over the ball quickly, they are a bit ragged at the back, and that's where West Ham can hurt them.
Yeah, and West Ham, good formation, good structure, but happy to sit and let Chelsea pass it around the back. Kudos goes clattering into Caicedo. Andy Madley just letting another one go. It's been hot and heavy so far in this London derby, but Kudos will bring it away. It's a lovely challenge by Cucurella to stop Kudos in his tracks. Antonio's gone wide out to the far side, getting ragged about by Thiago Silva. It's a good battle between them two, and it's gone out for a throw to West Ham on the far side. Kudos, barrel of energy, such a good play. He's been a big player for the Hammers this season. Again, another play that clubs might come sniffing for, and they'll do well to keep hold of him over the summer period. Big summer for West Ham, whether it's a change in manager like you were talking about, Jack, earlier, and it's their big names they want to keep hold of for the season.
Well, if you look at that back three, the three behind the four, Kudus, Bowen, and that'll break off because Chelsea coming forward. Bonner's dealt with it well, and he's fouled by Jackson. It's not really much of an advantage. He's cleared it to a Chelsea player. But if you look at that front three on paper, Bowen, Paquetá, and Kudus, not many better in the league, is there? They've all been linked with moves away.
Yeah, fantastic plays. They are. It's a good squad. It's Cole Palmer on the edge of the box. He just whipped it harmlessly wide as Areola watches it flash by his right post. But yeah, fantastic team, West Ham. But like you say, maybe Moyes has just outgrown after 5 seasons in, won him a trophy. I think it's quite underrated, the work he has done at West Ham.
Well, I think it's a sign of how good the work has been done that West Ham fans and maybe players at the club are frustrated that they're only 9th as things stand. But I remember West Ham twice getting relegated in my teenage years, and it always seemed to be a bit of a scrap, punctuated by maybe one good season when they're on the fringes of Europe. Of course, the season they got to the FA Cup final 2005, 2006, but it has been a bit of a roller coaster. Maybe the Hammers fans want a bit more excitement rather than maybe the structured play and not the entertainment perhaps that Moyes is happy to be, not a safe manager but a structured manager. Maybe West Ham fans just want a bit more excitement. It can be losing 4-3 every week's not a bad thing. Maybe that's what they're saying.
Well, it is a brush too, Moyes. Like you say, if they're 9th and the West Ham fans aren't happy with him, that is a good thing. Yeah, he's risen the expectations as Chelsea now in possession with Chalobah, who gives it out to the far side to Madueke. He gets to stretch his legs towards Emerson. He drives in on his left side, and he's had the door closed in front of him, and he couldn't find his man. But Chelsea have won it back. This is the problem for West Ham. They do deal with it, but they're victim to giving it back to the Blues, and it's a lovely ball driven in, and it'll be a shot by Gallagher, and has it gone in? It has gone in. It looked like it'd gone wide, but it's drilled into the bottom corner by Conor Gallagher, who's made it 2 on the stroke of the half-hour mark. What a finish, Jack.
What a
Full volley.
Yeah, what a finish. But then again, that's one of those in training that you look forward to, isn't it? Like Cole Palmer's, where he's walked onto it and whipped home with the inside of his left foot. Gallagher watches out the sky and wallops it into the far post. Again, no chance for Alphonse Areola. I think Ogbonna is the player who half intercepts it. Zuma gets it away. Caicedo then into Shalaba on the edge of the box. Palmer, of course, always involved. Caicedo off to Palmer, plays it into Madueke, tries to turn. Zuma and Ogbonna both tackle the ball, it loops into the air. Gallagher, just on the edge of the box, follows the ball, picks out the sky, then boom, straight into the bottom corner. No chance for the goalkeeper.
And Ogbonna was marking Conor Gallagher, and then Zuma and Ogbonna both went for the ball, leaving Gallagher in space, and it's a rinse and repeat, full volley. It's a volley inside the box, unmarked, and he's smashed it home, and the skipper's made it 2-0 on the half-hour mark. It's fantastic for Chelsea. Worrying signs for the Hammers, it really is.
Yeah, it's been a bad fixture this for left-footed West Ham defenders. Nevergaard was sent off in the reverse match, wasn't he? He's out with an ankle problem. Dinos Mavropanos has got a knock. He hasn't played for a few weeks. Ogbonna looks like he's going to be heading out of the club in the summer. He's been a fine servant, but just not happening for him today.
Yeah, not singing off the same hymn sheet, him and Ogbonna and Zuma so far this afternoon. And yeah, falling victim to unmarked shots, and it's cost them 2 goals. And yeah, it's going to have to be a change for West Ham in the game tactically or player-wise, because they have had a chance with Bowen hitting the bar off the header, but in defence it's looking far too shaky.
Yeah, absolutely. They're in a similar situation at Crystal Palace a couple of weeks ago, actually. And they went almost man for man across the field against the Eagles. That didn't work. The frustrating thing, I think, for David Moyes is his side have actually played quite well and the game plan has worked. Chelsea have looked bright going forward, but the 2 goals have not been exactly ones off the training ground. They've balls that have just fallen to the players. You could suggest that's bad organisation for West Ham not being able to react to the second ball. But frustrating for West Ham. They had that header against the bar, and it's a bit of a question now for David Moyes. Does he go to his bench, although he might suggest he doesn't have the options he'd like to?
No, Nicholas Jackson has it centrally in the West Ham half. He goes right to Cole Palmer, who's going to use Madueke to his right, just enter in the box, shoot on his left foot, and it's a simple save down to his right for the Frenchman Areola. And we're just seeing pictures there of Nkunku and Sterling. That'll be a welcome sign for Chelsea fans who, with all due respect, their bench on Wednesday against Spurs wasn't the strongest, but to have Disasi, Sterling, Colwill, Gusto and Nkunku back on the bench today, that is welcome signs for them. They'll be happy to say that.
Absolutely. Colwill has had a bit of a mixed season, hasn't he? Injuries as well, but Nkunku, they've almost been waiting for him all term, haven't they? He had a spell around Christmas, got to arrive with a knee injury. Well, picked up on pre-season at least and couldn't quite get going. He's just been in and out of the side, in and out of the treatment room as much as anything, and you feel that he may benefit from almost having a season to bed into the Premier League, but at the same time he would have preferred to have been playing.
It's turning into Chelsea taking a real foothold on this game. West Ham going for the long ball there, harmlessly out for a goal kick. It's 10 attempts to the 1. West Ham still the only one that hit the bar, not counted as a shot on target. 10 attempts for Chelsea, 6 on target. You're absolutely right that something does have to change, Jack.
Yeah, well, again, I think West Ham have played quite well, but that number kind of illustrates the issue, doesn't it? They've not created any sort of chances against the Chelsea defence that we mentioned are pretty open at times. Cucurella coming forward, he's playing as an inverted left back when they have the ball, which offers space as Ogbonna, he's going to get yellow carded for dragging back Jackson, our first caution of the afternoon.
And that surprises me from the challenges that have gone in. That one seems slightly soft. He gives him a little hug on his waist, right under the nose of Andy Madley. And yeah, like you say, first yellow card of the afternoon, and it goes to Ogbonna. Not a good 5 minutes for that gentleman, unfortunately. Taken quickly and short, and Thiago Silva has it in the centre circle, furthest man back for Chelsea. Happy just to pass it round the back. It's there.
Se controlli i tuoi affari, controlli la tua vita.
He looks very dangerous. Madueke, nice 1-2 with Cucurella, actually giving it away to Alvarez. But 2 men in on Chelsea, and it's urgent, and Chelsea just look like they want it more. Conor Gallagher, the skipper, out, plays it out to the far side, and Madueke running at Emerson once again, back on his left, maybe has a chance to shoot once again, but he's stopped right centrally in the D, shot blocked, and it's hit, and it's gone just wide, and I think it's actually taken a nick, and it's a corner.
I think so. He had 2 or 3 opportunities to shoot there, Madueke. I thought the chance had gone, but he worked half a yard. There isn't he, Madueke. I think West Ham should have been stronger with their tackles, but it's one of those, isn't it, with Madueke? You know what's coming, it's just stopping it's the problem.
Yeah, you take the words out of my mouth, and Emerson's letting him in on that left foot every single time, and it's going to cost them again eventually. And it's going to be Mudryk once again with the right in swinging corner, 4th one of the game for Chelsea, 6th overall in the match. Mudryk, Ukrainian, right hand up in the air. He's going to float it to the far post this time. Free header once again, and it's 3. It's far too easy, and it's that man Madueke we talked about, Jack. And now he has got his goal finally. 3-0 at Chelsea. 35 minutes gone, far too easy.
Yeah, unmarked header back across goal, and an unmarked player toe poking the ball in. A bit of a smile, isn't it, from Pochettino and his coaching staff. It's almost I told you there's something we've worked on the training ground. I told you that work. He seemed to be looking at his assistants there. Madueke with the goal. The defending has to be questioned, though. It's a good ball in by Mudryk. His set pieces have been good. Having a look there. Is it Badiashino Silva, isn't it? He's the one player you've got to mark. Is Antonio gets caught ball watching. Headed across, I don't know if it was towards goal or back to a teammate there by Silva. Madueke even has time to fumble it and then knock it into the goal. It's awful defending, but good play by Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely criminal. I'm watching Antonio there, and he just let Thiago Silva just glide. He just left him. He just looked like he couldn't be bothered. And like you say, I don't know whether he's gone for goal and misplaced it, but he headed it back across. Madueke instinctively with his left shin, I think, knocked it into the bottom corner. 3-0 to Chelsea, and they're in absolute dreamland at this point. Thought they'd be putting more up a fight, West Ham, but you do get the sense if they do lose this afternoon, it's Europe bye-bye.
Well, you get the sense it's very similar to the game they played at Selhurst Park recently, where they lost 5-2 against Crystal Palace, and it could have been a lot worse. It just seems whenever a team comes forward onto West Ham, whether it's the structure, whether it's just a lack of confidence, especially when the ball's into the box, they just cannot deal with it.
And it's very experienced back four. Emerson, Ogbonna, Zuma, Kufal. They're no pushovers, but I think the word's soft, the defending this afternoon so far. There's just no marking, they don't seem bothered, and just letting players glide past them.
No, well, there's no one attacking the ball, is there, for West Ham? I think Zuma and Ogbonna are both happier to sweep than go after the ball. That's the problem, there's no one attacking it.
And main man Cole Palmer down the right hand side, flashed it across goal, it's hit the bar. Conor Gallagher from pinpoint 4 yards past Areola. Oh, and it looked easier to score than miss, and he's rattled the bar again. Could have been 4 in a matter of 4 minutes. And I think we're going to get second yellow card of the game, Jack. Andy Madley pointing at someone. He's trying to get a foothold of this game. It's getting far too scrappy, and it's actually the Chelsea man Cucurella this time to go into the book. I didn't actually quite see. Did you?
Well, I think frustration for West Ham. Cucurella is a bad foul, but they want to get on with it quickly. They've got the overlap. The referee has stopped the game, and he's going to book Cucurella. So West Ham have got no real advantage there. Their option to get back into the game is to do it in broken field. So I think just a bit one of those rules that splits opinions. Bowen has played pretty much an assist to Palmer.
Yeah, and Palmer's going to pass it left to Conor Gallagher, who's trying to get it in on his right. He's going to drop tiptoe, dances away into the box. He's pushed. Andy Madley swipes his hands away and says no penalty. And I think the yellow card previously wasn't actually for the foul wasn't much. There wasn't much in it. It's actually the stopping of the counter attack for West Ham is the yellow card. Far too easy. They've just played it across the back line straight to the feet of who else? Cole Palmer, who's carrying it forward to his left hand side. Conor Gallagher maybe should have taken it on his left, tried cutting in his right. The momentum slowed. West Ham got men back. And credit to them, they stopped it this time.
Yeah, perhaps the ball just. Sorry, he was just too wide initially, wasn't he? Gallagher there had a lot of work to do, and maybe he should. The disappointing thing for me actually is that he clearly went down of his own steam. The referee's behind it. It wasn't even touched. He's had a couple of chances there not to get a card. We don't want to see players carded, but we also don't want to see them simulating, and that was pretty obvious.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And Petrovic just has it on the edge of his 6-yard box, very centrally. Happy again, Chelsea. 3-0 up. West Ham with a long ball once again, looking for Antonio straight over his head. Far too easy. There was good signs early on in the game, but still a bit shaky in defence. But nothing really to shout about going forward, as well as Conor Gallagher this time. He's on the end of a strong challenge, and he's taken down just inside his own half in front of his gaffer. We're just seeing a replay here as Cole Palmer dropped one way and the next. Lovely ball across, and Conor Gallagher just sort of let his foot sit there, and it's Cole Palmer once again. He's dancing into the box. Dealt with this time by West Ham and looking to get it clear, but again they can't get out the final third, and it's Chalobah to take it to Madueke out on the far side. Alvarez just standing up his man. No real urgency to get a foot in, just want to stand them up. Chelsea happy to keep possession. Just probe one way and the next, asking the questions. West Ham don't have the answers, as Cucurella has it on this near side. And Mudryk once again have to play it back to his centre half. I'm just going to talk about Cole Palmer. He's got to go.
Don't ask me the question.
I'm going to have to. Will he start at the Euros? Or do you believe it's a man you fall on? It's dealt with.
Well, I think he's a great impact sub. I think Anthony Gordon will fit into that category. The thing is, I'd definitely have him in a team. We're at the time of the season where we all start picking our teams, and we've got Jordan Pickford in goal and 12 attackers. We can't decide who's going to. So I think on form he should, but then you've got to select either him. There's 3 from Jude Bellingham, Saka and Foden at the moment, isn't there? So
it's what I call a healthy headache for Gareth Southgate this summer. Fantastic team if he can make them click, got a real chance of winning the Euros. But back to this afternoon, as the ball's at Kufal's feet, he's got Cucurella nudging him in the back, just shy of the halfway line in his own half. Let's call it Gallagher. Is that 3 or 4 fouls? Kufal's got. If he evades a yellow card here, he's a very lucky man.
It's the Danny Carvajal of the Premier League. Conor Gallagher. The ball wasn't anywhere near there. Well, it was just a professional foul, shall we say? And but no yellow card forthcoming.
He's walking a fine line. As that man we're talking about, just point blank. He has to put that in the back.
As good as his finish was for his goal there, Gallagher. He just waits. I think he's got himself. He's got his body position. He was waiting to see if there was a flick off Bonner, I think, in front of him, and he just can't quite adjust and get his foot a bit higher so that he can side foot it into the net. It comes off the top of his boot onto the woodwork from 3 yards. Difficult skill, but disappointing.
And Souček's driving forward, chance, but it's a shot that's blocked right in front of him. Conor Gallagher, credit to him getting in that position, reading the whip ball. Brilliant ball into the box, but he did everything. He did the hard work, he did everything but the finish. There's ball looking for Kufal, can't keep it in towards the right hand side on the maybe in line with the edge of Chelsea's box. It's run harmlessly out for a Chelsea throw in. 42 minutes and 40 seconds gone. It's Chelsea 3, West Ham 0. Palmer on 15 with the goal. Conor Gallagher on the half-hour mark, and Madueke 6 minutes later. And we've had 2 cards, Ogbonna and Cucurella, and it should have been Gallagher, but walking a fine line. And West Ham just have a bit more possession. It's Kufal, maybe in the position where they gave the throw away on that right-hand side. He has the throw, 2 hands on the ball, and he's got Paquetá to his left, and he's got Antonio down the line, and he's far too easily shrugged off the ball, but he's got to throw him once again. Badushile with the clearance. Maybe get men in the box. They are doing. Maybe I should be a manager, because they've just read exactly what I was saying. The big men going forward. It'll be Kufal, the Czech, to throw it long. He's actually gone short to Paquetá. He's going to try and get it in the box. He's actually fed it back to Kufal. He's going to drop in it far too easily in front of Mudryk. Chip it into the box. Oh, Petrovic has gone out. Shot, and it's off the bar by Souček. Petrovic dropped it. Maybe a question of a foul, but play continued, and it was driven by Souček. Hit the bar, and that's another chance for West Ham, but it's few and far between, the one they haven't taken, and now Chelsea will drive forward. A few yards out from the edge of the box. Nicholas Jackson didn't get the pass off, but he's hacked down by maybe 2 West Ham men, and that's a chance for a free kick. Chelsea.
He's got a yellow card for Emerson, and he won the ball. I think it was the option, the angle he came in from, but I thought it was one where Jackson was going nowhere. He kind of stops, and Emerson does maybe not actually retract that comment. But at the other end, great play by Coufal down the right hand side. Good ball in, poor goalkeeping. It's Bowen, isn't it? Again, second time he's hit the crossbar in this game. Could have been a real sliding doors moment as well if Chelsea had gone up the other end. That's another one getting traded as well. The volley from 8 yards out, and he rattles it right off the face of the bar, and a safety for Chelsea, who get themselves where they got a free kick right on the edge of the box. The old classic of maybe too close to get up and down, but when you've got Palmer and Madueke, both will perhaps feel like they can pull something out.
And we're just ticking onto the 45-minute mark. It'll be a 4-man wall for West Ham. And as they like to do in modern football, someone takes a nap behind them and lies down on the floor. You've got to say it'll be Cole Palmer from this position. Just slightly right of centre, a few yards out from the edge of the box. Conor Gallagher and Palmer once again over the free kick as Areola's just barking orders at his wall, and so is Andy Madley to keep the yardage back. Whistle goes. Conor Gallagher or Palmer? It's going to be Palmer, left foot into the wall, very tame, and it's still Chelsea on the ball on that far side. Chance to get the ball in the box once again. Stood up by his man, stubbornly, and it's going to retrieve all the way back to Palmer and to Caicedo. 3 minutes added on at the end of the first half, and it's all Chelsea singing so far. A couple of chances for West Ham if they take them. It was 3-2. It could be a different game at half-time. Cole Palmer centrally actually misplaced his pass, missing, I believe it was Conor Gallagher out on the far side. What I like about Chelsea is their mix and match. Every player's going in different positions. It must be very hard to give them credit, West Ham, hard to mark a man.
I was just looking at the way West Ham were lining up there, and like Bowen is supposed to be on the right hand side, he was in the middle, then Kudus was towards the near side, and Paquetá was kind of like walking about at the moment.
Fantastic ball by Paquetá, left to Kudus. He's going to whip it to the back post, looking for Antonio, who's the only man forward. Chest and control by Cucurella, very smartly done, and he's going to play it to Cole Palmer on the far side. That'll be Chalobah just on the edge of his own box. Under no real pressure, and Thiago Silva sweeps the ball to Caicedo. And nice 1-2 with Mudryk. And Mudryk, I should say, sorry. And Cucurella's actually rugby tackled by Paquetá. That's called a South American challenge if I ever seen one. And it'll be a free kick in the centre circle, and actually a yellow card once again. He was holding out for the yellow cards, but he's gone yellow card crazy here.
Yeah, there's no excuse really, is there? He's just the man. He only sees the man there, doesn't he? Yeah. It's not I'm a defender and I only see the ball. No, he only sees the man there. Paquetá. It's I wouldn't say a naughty one, but it's a pretty blatant one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's no disguising that, unfortunately. And he gets into Andy Madley's notebook, and Thiago Silva with a short free kick out to that far side to Chalobah. Has a couple of options. He's going to use the man behind him. Cucurella just edge of the centre circle in the West Ham half, and they're just going to play it to the back with just about a minute and a half. Sorry, about half a minute left. At the end of the first half, Chelsea will be just looking to see this out with 65% possession for the home team. We expect them to have the possession, and they're the one that have used it the best in the first half. Like I say, a couple of chances for West Ham, really 2 shots on goal, and both have hit the upright, and they were both Bowen, as Jack correctly said. I thought it was Souček for the second one, but it was Bowen. Andy Madley's blown his half-time whistle. It's Chelsea 3, West Ham 0.
Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes. A lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes. A lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark. Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham, 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noni Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes, a lovely left-footed finish, whipping past Alphonse Areola. Conor Gallagher then volleyed home soon after on the half-hour mark, and Noddy Madueke at the back post, diverting in Thiago Silva's header across the goal. West Ham have hit the bar twice, both from Jarrod Bowen, but other than that, haven't really offered too much of the game. Chelsea on top, leading 3-0 at half-time. Half-time in the game at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea lead 3-0 at the break. Cole Palmer opened the score after 15 minutes. We'll leave that just about there then. A warm welcome back to Independent Off-Tube Studio commentary of the game between Chelsea and West Ham. The Blues 3-0 up at half-time, and the way they've attacked, pretty good value for it, I would say. West Ham made points having hit the bar on a couple of occasions, both through Jarrod Bowen, but the way they defended's been pretty unforgivable at times. It looks like they made a change. James Ward-Prowse has come on, I think, for Edson Alvarez. That's yet to be confirmed, but just looking at what's still out there for the hammer to Soufal. And then into Pakataru, whips it. Yes, it is Alvarez. That's now been confirmed. Chelsea coming away with it. That's one change for West Ham. Chelsea are unchanged from the first half. Petrovic, the goalkeeper, Shalabar, Silva, Badiashile, and Cucurella at the back. Cucurella, one of the players on a yellow card. Gallagher, Caicedo hold the midfield. Mudryk, Palmer, and Madueke supporting Jackson. Areola is the goalkeeper for West Ham. Soufal, Zuma, Ogbonna, and Emerson both on yellow cards at the back. Now James Ward-Prowse and Souček in midfield. Pakatari is on a yellow. Bowen and Kudus supporting Antonio. 3-0 to the Blues, and you'd probably say good value for it.
Yeah, and we're seeing from Moyes there, it needed to happen. It's a roll of the dice, more of an attacking outlet player, and if there's any set pieces that do get picked up, it's no secret of James Ward-Prowse, I should say, and what he can do from dead balls. So yeah, it needed to happen sooner rather than later, and it looks like a more upbeat and aggressive West Ham, and that's exactly what they needed in the second half. But plain sailing for Chelsea so far.
Yes, it is. It seems pretty routine, and they seem to be going quite well all of a sudden, don't they? The Blues, obviously, it's been, what was I going to say, catastrophic at times. Maybe it has been. That's a great ball by Shalabar. Through to Madueke. Has to be 4-0. Yes, it is. He squares it to Nicholas Jackson. No one marking at all for West Ham. It's just an easy ball back to front. One of those where there's no danger at all. You kind of switch off a bit. That's what West Ham did. It's a straight ball down the middle. Madueke outside the left boot, rolls into Jackson, who's now scored for the third home game in a row.
It can't happen. It's men against boys at this point. We talked about the game changing, Moyes trying to change it, and it's got off to the worst possible start. A ball deep in midfield that's cut right through both centre halves. It just can't happen. It can't. It actually went through Emerson and Ogbonna, and Madueke one-on-one, like you say. He's got his goal, laid it off to Nicholas Jackson to get himself on the score sheet. Far too easy, and now it's 4-0.
And where do West Ham go from here? I was just saying that things have started to click as the season's gone on for Chelsea, and there'll be real optimism, you'd imagine, at Stamford Bridge heading into the summer, albeit we're never quite sure how their recruitment and perhaps as well, just importantly, the players that are going to leave, how all that's going to work out. But suddenly, now going along very nicely. 4-0 today. It's almost gone under the radar that they've got such a good home record. One defeat in the last 11 on their own patch. And, well, they've been, I was going to say woeful on the road. West Ham are totally woeful on the road this afternoon as Zuma tackles Soufal. Mudryk gets in on the edge of the box. He goes for goal! And somehow he hasn't scored. It was a good effort as well. It was a good save by Alfonso Areola. The way it just opened up, you expected the ball to nestle into the far corner. Strikes it well. Goalkeeper diving to his left-hand side. Makes a routine save in at the end. But the way this second half has started, it's going to be a long one for West Ham.
Yeah, it's far too easy once again from a West Ham defensive outlook. Mudryk cutting in on his right, far too easy. You know what he's going for, and he went for it, and he got it. And I'll give flowers to Areola. He did well to keep hold of that. It wasn't a comfortable height for a keeper, but it was coming at a pace. But this could turn very ugly. Fire up Chelsea, because 2 points behind Newcastle now. They're looking, and they've got their sights on Europe, especially with Newcastle going to Old Trafford soon.
Yeah, it's such limited confidence in the West Ham team, which is the opposite of how Chelsea and Newcastle are going at the moment. Manchester United, you mentioned there, they're in action at Crystal Palace tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock. You can catch that game on this service. Shalabar strokes it out to Madueke. There's a moment there that kind of encapsulated West Ham's issues at the moment. Ogbonna had it on the edge of his box. He passed it behind Zuma and pointed to Zuma to pass it back to the goalkeeper, when Ogbonna really should have passed it back to the goalkeeper and kind of cut Zuma out as the middleman. But there doesn't seem to be any confidence, and maybe it's the lack of taking the sensible option, taking responsibility at times for the Hammers, who've got, we talk about Chelsea as a team and a club in transition, maybe a similar thing for West Ham. Good play by Mudryk, drops the left shoulder, goes in on his right hand side. Bowen makes the tackle. Paquetá's going to have to drill past 3 blue shirts. Thiago Silva toe pokes it away from his international colleague. 4-0 in our game. We've been spoilt. It's goalless between Brighton and Aston Villa in the other 2 o'clock kick-off in the Premier League. 4:30, of course, Liverpool against Tottenham. We may be able to bring some team news as things go on. Kudus looks to go outside Chalobah, but Madueke is doing some good, diligent defensive work, and they can double up on the Ghanaian, and he rolls it back to half-time sub. Ward-Prowse, Soufal, Bowen, Souček plays it down the line to Paquetá, who silly foul by Badiashile, and then there's a good tackle by Conor Gallagher. But coming back to it was like the Cucurella yellow card where West Ham did get an advantage. West Ham, their main attacker was fouled there, and the advantage is being played. Maybe it's just a bugbear of mine for showing the rules, but there's no advantage, is there, because they haven't got anyone to aim for.
Yeah, I think it was slightly forced by the ref, and like you say, there's no advantage, and they need to pull it back, but there is a long throw coming here from Koufal.
Yes, it's easily away by Gallagher. Well, Prowse picks it up on the edge of the box. Paquetá drifts it towards the back post. Antonio loses his footing, and Gallagher, the ball seems to be sticking to him at the moment, but that's a poor clearance by him. Paquetá wide to Soufal on the right.
Vuoi sapere quanto vale la tua auto? In modo facile e veloce, online, inserisci i dettagli della tua auto su noicompriamoauto.it. Non ti daremo solo una stima, ma il prezzo di vendita. E dopo un breve check in filiale potrai venderci la tua auto. Scopri il tuo prezzo ora su noicompriamoauto.it.
Ward-Prowse into Paquetá. Antonio's great ball through to Emerson rather. Oh, he should have squared it along the 6-yard box. He went for goal. I mentioned he scored against his former club last season. He should have scored there. If he didn't, he had to roll it across to Bowen, who was unmarked at the back post. He's just ballooned it over from about 6 yards.
And that just sums West Ham up this afternoon. What a ball stabbed through by Paquetá to get Emerson through. And like you say, he should have squared it, but he's gone for the shot. He's gone for glory. And it's schoolboy. He's leant back. He's gone right under the ball, and it's blazed harmlessly over Petrovic's bar from about, 8 yards? It's a chance. It's a very good chance missed, Jack.
Yeah, still to hit the target, West Ham in this game. It was a beautiful ball by Paquetá. It was almost like Tony Kroos's ball, wasn't it, where no one really saw it. Then you saw the replay, and it was so easy and so obvious. But Paquetá, like Kroos did, he used his body to take everyone out of position, then roll through, open his foot up, and pass it through. No goal this occasion, though, for West Ham. Palmer, Madueke tries to turn on it. Ward-Prowse will pick it up, and now Paquetá is playing a bit more advanced, plays a ball in between Kudus and Antonio. And now it's back to Souček and Paquetá. He's got Soufal on the right-hand side. He's going to look to use the Czech fullback. He controls on his chest. Antonio's towards the back post. The short ball is Jared Bowen. Now Paquetá, and there's a lovely ball again by the Brazilian. I thought it was going to go short to Ward-Prowse, but turned it round the corner. He has it again, the former Lyon and AC Milan playmaker. The Brazilian Paquetá turns and gets himself into the box as well. Crossfield, not a bad one. It rolls across the 6-yard line. Kudus gets there ahead of Chalobah. Tried to get his body in there, maybe encourage a foul, but no, Chalobah did well. Now back to Emerson. Into Ward-Prowse, who's fouled there by Madueke. A free kick wide on the left-hand side, and a chance to put the ball in. There's a few times you said in the first half, West Ham, maybe they'll go for a long throw, try something different. I think the issue with West Ham is there's no real urgency and no real pace about the play, so by the time, even if they do try something different, Chelsea are back, and it has to be those pretty brilliant balls we've seen twice from Paquetá that are taking 2 or 3 defenders out of the way. You can't do that all game, can you?
And you touched on it earlier, it's a confidence thing, because you saw Kudus, one of the most direct wingers in the league. He started running over the halfway line, turned around and passed it to his defender. So it's just, it does sum West Ham up. There's not enough urgency, not enough directness, but it is a chance. And if I was James Ward-Prowse, I maybe would just try my luck.
Yeah, there's a big gap, isn't there? Petrovic is left, and he made a good save. The Serb dancing across to his right-hand side, tipping over the crossbar. It was good technique, as you always expect from Ward-Prowse. 3-man wall. They jumped, and he got it up and over. I think that was going to be the hat-trick of hitting the bar for West Ham today. Petrovic couldn't take the chance and tips it over. Good save.
yeah, it was a good save. Like you say, needed saving. He got across well. He read the shot early. He knew what was coming, and now it's him once again to take the corner.
Yeah, Ward-Prowse, a decent ball. His way by Chelsea though. There's a couple of bodies went down, but I don't think anything untoward as Ward-Prowse feels the seconds, hits it first time towards Paquetá at the back post. He controls, he stumbles, but he keeps his feet. He goes back and then falls over on the floor. No foul at all. Then Cucurella is charged into by Antonio. The advantage is played. I think that might be brought back for a yellow card, but Chelsea coming forward. Madueke, hint of offside. Tricks his way past a couple of defenders. Yes, the offside flag has gone through, and that is probably a symptom of young attackers perhaps, and something that a few of these Chelsea players actually need to work on. Just like little things like that, concentration. He should never have been offside as Silva is, well, Badiashile bumps Antonio into Silva, who's about to bump Antonio into Badiashile. He puts his arms up in frustration, but that might be frustration more at his team's play than the actual incident.
Yeah, I give credit to the centre-halves to play tennis between themselves with Antonio, because he's no small guy, and he's got knocked down. But like you say, that it wasn't a foul. It was fantastic strength. I think it's just an air of frustration. He's up there by himself. There's long balls. It's going all the way over his head. He's not getting on the end of him, and it is a very frustrating afternoon for Mikel Antonio so far. And I feel better signs from West Ham. It has been better, but maybe a switch in formation, maybe two up top with Bowen, and get bodies forward, get numbers forward. They're sitting behind the ball at 4-0 down. You need to get as much forward as you can.
Yeah, you're right. There's no real press, is there, either? Maybe a symptom again of a team that has played European football last 3 seasons, and fatigue inevitably starts to settle in. As Caicedo whips a lovely ball wide to Madueke. He's got Gallagher down the line. Gallagher gets to the byline, cuts back. Trapped by James Ward-Prowse. Madueke back to Gallagher, who helps on to Chalobah. The player has been heavily linked to a move away. Chalobah, but pretty much a regular now under Maurizio Pochettino. Caicedo turns, gives it to Madueke. Works it across to Badiashile. Cole Palmer dropping deep. He's had that's probably the first time we mentioned him in this second half. He's allowed his teammates to do the work, I guess. Cucurella, 30 yards out. Palmer, fouled by Souček. Advantage being played. Silva, Chalobah looks up. No real options in the box. It's Jackson towards the back post, but not working his way into the area. Cucurella, he can turn. Give it to Madueke. Cucurella continues his run. He's going to receive it as well, but cuts back. Bonnet went across to make life difficult and just went for the easy pass, the sensible pass by Cucurella. Chelsea continue to rotate the strike between them, basically, knocking the ball around in front of the West Ham defence. Just have a look at their fixtures. Next time out away at Nottingham Forest for Chelsea, which is the type of fixture they've actually struggled with this season. Reminds me of the 2-2 at Sheffield United last month. Brighton away from home as well, before Bournemouth visit on the final day of the campaign. West Ham, Luton Town at home. What could be David Moyes' final game at the London Stadium, and lucky them, Manchester City on the final day of the campaign at the Etihad.
It's not great doing it, and Luton themselves are fighting for survival, so they'll have a big shout in that game as well. It will be no easy game whatsoever at the London Stadium, but like you say, travelling to Man City, especially when they're chasing that title.
It's interesting that, isn't it? Because if Luton, they have dropped off, haven't they, and struggled, obviously lost to Everton, but their final 2 games, they've got West Ham away from home and Fulham at home on the final day, and if there are 2 teams at the moment that you want to be playing, they might be the 2, I think, because neither have got much to play for, have they? As Badiashile edges back and rolls it into Petkovic.
I'm just watching Cucurella there. You touched on it in the first half. Whenever Chelsea are in possession, they go 3 to the back, and Cucurella seems to go into like a defensive mid position to split the midfield, and he's not getting picked up by West Ham. And like we say, it must be torrid to mark, especially you can't man mark against this team because the attackers are here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, well, yes, it worked on that occasion because Palmer dropped back, and now great ball by Gallagher through to Jackson, right edge. He gives it back to Madueke first time. It's blocked by Emerson. Yeah, I think when Chelsea, it's all about that first ball into Cucurella's feet, because if they have to play it along the line, they end up having an out ball on the left-hand side, so they either have to go long or really 3 or 4 passes right through the middle, and that's when it gets difficult. But West Ham are giving them the time and space to play, aren't they, at the moment? And you see that Cucurella has grown in confidence in playing as an inverted full-back in this game. Again, we see he's very, very narrow. It just acts as an extra man so they can work it maybe to Mudryk or Cole Palmer, who did nicely to go back into the left-back position and give them the out ball last time, as Gallagher around the corner into Chalobah. Madueke's got space to turn into the box again, unmarked, across the 6-yard box, and Soufal clears it. Not conclusive, it hasn't gone out of play. Emerson will nod it to Kudus, and Ward-Prowse will look up and play it to Emerson, but Madueke, where is the West Ham mark? Who is picking up who? Madueke just found himself in space on the edge of the box and was grass to run into. It was a poor defending. Caicedo into Gallagher. Madueke again on the right hand side. Inside, outside, back to an unmarked Nicholas Jackson, blocked away by Ogbonna. Oh, it's schoolboy, isn't it?
It's becoming a bit of a training session. Chelsea are passing it around, and it's becoming a bit of a passing drill, and they get to attack whenever they choose to. And playing it at their own pace, and it's becoming, if it wasn't already, a very easy afternoon at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, no one's really picking anyone up at the moment from a West Ham point of view, but Chelsea very fluid as well. This is their 6th corner of the game, brilliant swinger. Cole Palmer with his left boot towards the near post, away by Lucas Paquetá and Caicedo. Loose touch by him, but no real danger or anything like that. Paquetá, the first West Ham player up. Cucurella goes back to the Ecuadorian, who we think, because of his price tag, we see as a really experienced and established Premier League player. He's only 22, Caicedo. Same with Gallagher, 24. Badiashile, 23. Thiago Silva, 39. So he brings up the average age somewhat, but Giga Pekovic is 26. It's a lot of potential in the Chelsea side. They're good fun to play with on certain video games. You can really build a dynasty, can't you, as they say, as Caicedo finds Palmer, 21 years old, 20 on his back. And £40 million looks quite a bargain for what they got him from for Manchester City. Madueke wide on the right-hand side, cuts it on his left foot. Palmer gets it out of his feet, saved by Areola. Gone down there, Palmer, was he caught, or is it just in frustration? It's getting to that time in the season when a player goes down. He was under his own steam. I think he lost balance, but came to that time in the season where every time a player goes down, every time there's a tackle, you've got your mind almost casts itself towards the Euros, and unfortunately there always is a player that misses out, and you don't want it to, well, you don't want it to be anyone, do you?
No, it's part of the game. It's one of them that, like you say, Cole Palmer had a shot there, very tame. Ball was under his feet, couldn't get the power he wanted from it, but he sort of laid down, put his head in the sand, so to speak, and he looked. Just dancing into the centre of the box, and he's definitely enjoying his afternoon. See pictures of West Ham end half full at this point, or half empty, depending on the way you look at it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a half empty afternoon, isn't it, for West Ham at the moment. For the fans to looking to beat the traffic as Jackson just has too much about him really for Ogbonna there, just holds him off. Madueke has improved a lot. I know I'm old fashioned, but I wouldn't mind seeing him on the left hand side and going outside the man and whipping the ball across, just to add a bit of variety. I think that's what West Ham are trying with Kudus at the moment. It's not quite working for the Ghanaian. And Bowen want to play that right hand side of the midfield. Kudus' role might be to get down the line and whip the ball into Antonio, but he's got to get the field position and the opportunity to do it, I guess. Jackson into Madueke, again cuts inside onto his left boot. Emerson, he's on a yellow card, goes for goal, almost similar to Leroy Sané in the week, that from Madueke, right edge of the box, cut inside onto his left foot, decent shot, not the same power as Sané, and a save by Areola.
Emerson having a torrid afternoon, Madueke one-on-one with him, lovely couple of step-overs, jolted onto his left. It's very predictable where he's going, but obviously, clearly not to Emerson. It must be harder down there than where we're sitting. But the shot was snapped to the front post. Areola did well to get down, and corner to Chelsea.
Yeah, it's like when Charlie Adams scored from the halfway line. Everyone was trying it the next week, weren't they? All the wingers going to be cutting in and shooting towards the near post this week as Palmer, ball comes in again. It's bounced in the West Ham area. Badiashile was in there, unmarked, couldn't get the header in. And then Gallagher, he's lucky he didn't foul Kudus, because that would have been a yellow card, and Kudus does well to get it away toward Prowse. Antonio's in space on the right hand side for the Hammers. Kudus needs to keep himself on side. Antonio's going to go for goal on his. You can see from a mile away, blocked out for a corner kick. Better from West Ham, but again, I think the decision making there was right from Antonio.
Lovely football, and I think what has come into play there is the frustration that Antonio hasn't had the chances, so he feels like he needs a shot on goal. But I think James Ward-Prowse arriving late in the back post. You mentioned the offside. Kudus was offside. I think the option to the back post was a better.
Well, I'm not quite sure he saw it. I think he saw Kudus offside and knew he couldn't play the ball as Ward-Prowse. Ball in, Lucas Paqueta at the near post. He gets the header, but he was outside the near post, almost on the 6-yard line actually. It would have taken some effort to put it into the net on that occasion. 4-0 Chelsea lead, 66 and a bit gone. 0-0 between Brighton and Aston Villa. David Moyes talks tactics with Johnny Heitinger. Intriguing to see what the theme of the conversation is. Are they at a point now where they're like, well, we'll try this and then we can perhaps put it into the next game, or because just look at the team that they've got out. I think you mix and match Souček, Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse, and perhaps one of the defenders as well, but he's pretty much as good as it gets. The 11 West Ham are playing with.
What they have on paper, and well, we know that they're a fantastic team. We do. They've got some brilliant players. What they're lacking, you can't really put your finger on it. Maybe it is a confidence thing, and they've just hit a slump at the wrong time in the season. Like you say, 1 win in 8 and winless in 5. It's for the team that they are. They should be doing a lot better.
Yes, as Kudus goes down the left-hand side. That's a good ball in, no, too close to Dorje Petrovic, who's he's had his crossbar rattled a couple of times, but not had to do too much, barring that Ward-Prowse free kick in this second half. Madueke again has space to move into. Palmer will calmly clip a ball back to Badiashile, and Palmer then receives it again off Caicedo. Mancunian looks up and he's directing the traffic in front of him, goes short to Cucurella. Badiashile goes back to Thiago Silva. Now Cucurella, almost a diamond there, the back four of Cucurella coming in. West Ham, there's a lot of walking going on. Nathan's just pointing out to me. I noticed this against Crystal Palace a couple of weeks ago. There's no real press, there's no urgency, there's no... I suppose it could be bad if one player jumps out the line and creates that space, but there's no one doing that, and it's a tired team, perhaps physically, and I think probably mentally as well after a long season, when results haven't quite been there. They struggle to put a run together as Caicedo over plays. Kudus picks it up. He's got Ward-Prowse to his left. He goes, Kudus past Caicedo. He's fouled by Caicedo. And it'll be a free kick, James Ward-Prowse territory. Caicedo looks to the skies in frustration. Looked like a clear one to me. I don't think he's going to be yellow carded. Either way, we are into the final quarter of the game. Chelsea 4-0 up against West Ham. And they can take us through to full time.
Fantastic from Kudus there. He makes it look so easy, and that's why I love to watch him. The energy he has, and that he just started from a stop position, and he went to 100 miles an hour and skimmed past his man. As we're seeing a change, and Mikel Antonio's afternoon is over, and Danny Ings is about to come on in his place. Well, we're just waiting for the free kick. I don't think it's shooting position this time, even for James Ward-Prowse, but you never know. Do you remember that free kick against?
It's like a goal,
Molineux?
isn't it?
Yeah, the free kick at Molineux. He was so far out. So yeah, you can never write him off. It's actually it's a little closer than I remember, to be honest. And he does look like he's lining up to win this one. about 20 yards out, just left of centre, three-man wall for Chelsea. Petrovic would love a clean sheet this afternoon. It's Paquetá with the fake and James Ward-Prowse with the effort. I'm not sure whether the keeper did get a touch. I think he dived and then let his hands go because he saw it was going wide. After 70 minutes, it's Chelsea 4, West Ham 0. But like you say, I think it looks like West Ham have given it all.
Yeah, well, it's the best they've done so far in the second half. There's two free kicks from Ward-Prowse. First was a good save by Petrovic. The second's equally good goalkeeping in that he knows it's going wide and he withdraws his hands as Chelsea work a training ground move from the goal kick, and they've already 70 yards up the field.
Yeah, and it's too easy. Madueke back again on his left-hand side, outside the ball to Cole Palmer. It's a lovely 1-2. Strong challenge by Zuma, able to get the ball away. West Ham better defending there by the Hammers. And Caicedo's going to play the ball all the way back to the furthest man back, the most experienced man, Thiago Silva. They have it in the centre circle once again. They're at walking pace passing the ball around Chelsea at this point. Like you say, Jack, you mentioned rightly, no press, no urgency. It looks like they have gone 2 up top now with Ings and Bowen, but it's just, it hasn't clicked all afternoon for them.
They're chasing the ball, aren't they, rather than anticipating where it might be. That's a nice reverse ball by Caicedo. He finds Palmer 40 yards out, dinked over the top to Mudryk. He's been quiet in the second half. Is he about to make it 5-0? No, save by Areola.
What a ball over the top by Conor Gallagher. That is absolutely sensational, the way he clipped it straight to Mudryk's feet. And he deserves a goal, Mudryk, for his display this afternoon. He drilled it at the feet. It was a good save. And Caicedo has it just on the edge of the box. He's driving towards the bodies in front of him. Nearly poked his way through. And it's cleared by West Ham. Only as far as Soucek deep in his own half. He's gone and give it to Kudus, who's gone out to that right-hand side now. And Koufal has it in possession just inside his own half. Kudus getting away from his man from seemingly no position, gliding it with his left foot. Fantastic play by him. The Ghanaian with a fantastic play. Paquetá, no one really in front of him on the edge of the box, and he's played it straight into the Chelsea man. Very, very frustrating viewing for a West Ham perspective. And Chelsea win it back once again. No real bite by West Ham, and Chelsea able just to bring it away with Cole Palmer. Lovely pass out to the far side. He's got Mudryk, and he's going to use it to go to Gallagher. I think the ball's actually gone out of play. He's actually been clattered into the sponsorship hoardings. Play will continue, and it's Kudus on the right-hand side, again standing up against his man, Badiashile. He's on the right-hand side, he's cut in centrally, he's giving it to James Ward-Prowse. He has a man in his overlap, Koufal, he uses him. Can he get the ball in? No, it's short, and Mudryk's able to bring it away, and he has done, and now he has bodies in front of him. West Ham down numbers, and they're getting it inside to Cole Palmer. Madueke driving forward to his right, he's used as well, he's getting into the box. Snapshot first time straight into the hands of Areola. Chelsea just seem to want to play at their pace. When they want to attack, they go forward. It's just far too easy.
It is far too easy. Just one ball seems to take a lot of West Ham players out of the line. We see that Mudryk chance, good save. Maybe should have done better with the finish. Beautiful chip ball from Cole Palmer, and that Madueke, really clever effort actually, because I think we're all expecting him to take it on. He took it first time, off balance he struck it, so didn't get the purchase he would have liked. Just comfortable save by Areola. It's too easy for Chelsea, but again, you have to balance it, don't you? They have played very, very well as well.
Yeah, you've got to give your flowers to Chelsea. They have played very well, and they're hitting after the 5-0 drubbing against Arsenal. It showed, I know it's Arsenal and they're pushing for the title, but it showed how much key, and they had their injuries, but how key Cole Palmer is to this side, as he was out for that game, and that man's on the ball, and it's actually Paquetá who's gone down. Worrying signs it might be turn into an absolute torrid of an afternoon for West Ham. But yeah, a good point away at Villa Park. Obviously a hard place to go this season. It's always a hard place to go, and then a fantastic win midweek in the derby. Yeah, really finding the feet this season.
They are, aren't they? Going into some good momentum going into next season, isn't there, for Chelsea, and players to come back as well. Christopher Nkunku is about to come on. Players like Fofana as well to come back. Brighton thought they'd got an opener against Aston Villa, but Pascal Gross goal offside according to VAR. Still goalless in that match. Nkunku looks like he's about to come on, but you look at the injured players. Fofana, of course, Fernandes out for the season. Chukwuemeka made a brilliant start to the campaign, scored against West Ham, in fact, had his knee injury. Ben Chilwell still to come back. Reece James we've almost forgotten about because he's had such a tough time injury this season. Romeo Lavia the same, and Ugo Chukwu I was quite impressed with when I saw him. So there's real depth in the squad. Again, what they're going to do in the transfer window, no one quite could believe what they did last summer, and I think it'll be a bit calmer this time around, but there are the makings of a very, very good squad and the momentum. And it seems like that strange incident when they were falling out against Everton over who was going to take the penalty, it was almost, that was a line in the sand moment. It's like, we can't be doing that, boys, we've got to get on with each other and just play with a bit more.
Aqua Allegoria Flora Bloom, the new super blooming fragrance, Guerlain.
Madueke, who've gone off, and Cresswell has come on for West Ham. That means they'll go to a back three. Emerson will play as they left wing back, and that perhaps shows what David Moyes thinks as limitations of those he's got available off the bench. I think maybe he could have given Ben Johnson a run in the middle of the park, but he just changed it, tweaked the shape, and Ben Johnson's out of contract in the summer as well. I thought they might have given a run, but no, it looks like they're going to go three at the back.
Yeah, and Paquetá has got back to his feet after that break in play and has actually exited to the West Ham bench. He makes way. 76 minutes gone, and it's still Chelsea 4, West Ham 0. No real signs of that changing anytime soon. We did talk about, you touched on it, Jack, very rightly, the age. You've got to find a good balance between youth and experience, and we knew there's been a sticky couple of seasons for Chelsea, but the potential of this young side really starting to come to the fore, and got a good chance of Europe this season if they keep playing out. A couple of tough fixtures. We've got Brighton, they've got Nottingham Forest who are fighting for survival, got Bournemouth here on the last day, but they do have a chance, and they'll keep Newcastle honest and keep them looking over their shoulder.
Yeah, and maybe playing in the Conference League is not the initial the final destination, but it's certainly part of the journey, as they say, and it also gives Mauricio Pochettino plenty of opportunities to give his players, the likes of maybe Cassidy and others who can't get in the side on Kunku, this gives him extra games to play them in and keep them involved, keep them sharp when he does think they're ready for the first team or they earn their place in that starting 11. It means that everyone's a bit happier than they would be sitting on the bench.
Left-hand side, it's Emerson who has pushed forward, as mentioned earlier, and it's Cresswell in behind on the ball, right in front of the West Ham dugout, and it'll be cleared as far as Bowen. No real sign of Danny Ings yet, and as I say that, he's released to the left-hand side. He's got two men, Chalobah and Caicedo, up against him. He's dropped in on his right-hand side, and he's just given it off to Cresswell, just on the left-hand side of the box, as he got a chance to get it in. There's no one there, he's saying. Bowen's entered the box, it's ricocheted off his shin. He's driven it in low. It's come to Emerson, who's driven it into Bowen. Maybe a chance to get a shot off. It has, and he's hit the bar. He's on a hat-trick of hitting the woodwork. Not West Ham's afternoon. Kudus on the right-hand side, driven it in, dealt with this time. I believe he may have hit the bar on the first one, but was it left post, bar, and right post now?
This is incredible, isn't it? I don't think it was the cleanest of strikes. It may have been a deflection, that one, but it certainly hit the woodwork, and you can see Bowen just kind of gave up, didn't he? He was like, what do I need to do to score?
He has got a hat-trick, but it's, like I say, a hat-trick of hitting the upright, not his afternoon, and especially not West Ham's. Souček has it middle of Chelsea's midfield, but it's nicely won back by Caicedo, and he has a chance to release Jackson. Question of offside, but he is in one-on-one against Areola, and he slots it in to make it 5. The flag stays down for now, but he's made it 5, and Nicholas Jackson has 2 to his name. But actually, I believe it's a shake of the finger, and Jack, we're going to remain 4. It did look offside, and I think we're going to remain yet 4.
We mentioned it about 10 minutes ago that some of the Chelsea players need to be a bit sharper. I think he might just be onside there. Right. He looked offside, but I think that's because Zuma just didn't have the legs to keep with it. It's a lovely finish by Jackson, who of course has been in the goals in recent times. Are we going to get a better look at this?
It has gone to VAR. Andy Madley waits with his hands to his ear, and we'll get the lines drawn out. Yeah, as Jack's pointing out, his left boot, Kurt Zuma. does look like it's in front of Jackson. Caicedo delayed the pass, maybe could have got it away slightly early, but it might turn out to be a fantastic pass through to feed him for a 5th goal and Jackson's 2nd of the afternoon. As the VAR just zoom in and draw them lines, it's a matter of...
Then again, you've got to question the West Ham, offside or not, you've got to question the West Ham defending, because there's probably about 20 yards between Zuma and Ogbonna, and Jackson's right in the middle of them. He's obviously picked up a really good position.
He's got the freedom, hasn't he? And the line's been drawn and it's green. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Chelsea 5, West Ham 0, as Nicholas Jackson makes it 5 on the 80th minute mark. No confirmation as of yet, but we have seen it and it will stand. And it's turning quite ugly for West Ham.
Yes, a bit of soul searching maybe at the club overnight. It's been such a difficult few weeks, of course, going out the Europa League, but they were really poor against Crystal Palace. They were and they drew 1-0 against Spurs. They should have won at Newcastle. Maybe a few questionable or controversial refereeing decisions, but they're a team that do go on these really bad runs. There was a spell of 6 without a victory at one stage, which included the 6-0 defeat to Arsenal. Then they won 2 in a row against Brentford and Everton, drew against Burnley though, and Aston Villa both at home. They're so streaky, and when it's bad, it's bad. It just seems to be one of those bad evenings for West Ham, as Thiago Silva is replaced by Axel Disasi.
And we're just getting pictures of that 5th goal as Jackson rolled in and slotted it into the bottom right hand corner as Chalobah makes way for Gusto. Might say great signs for Chelsea, players back from injury and getting an easy run in for the last 8 minutes, stretch their legs, welcome back from injury. And you mentioned, Jack, we just seen a replay. Ogbonna was square on with the ball as it get fed through to Jackson one-on-one, and it's criminal defending, and Jackson just easily strode up to Areola and put it in the bottom corner. And Chelsea come once again, and it's Cole Palmer centrally, can run a few yards forward unmarked, gives it to Nkunku, first real touches of the game for the Frenchman. And Caicedo just happy to pass it around. Gusto on this right back position is going to play it all the way back to Disasi as he gets his first touches of the game. It's now Caicedo once again, and they can control the game. They can go forward when they decide to. Cucurella's come centrally and just in behind the strikers and in front of the midfield to collect the ball unmarked once again. It's just a torrid time, and it's one where West Ham will just be waiting for that full-time whistle, and Chelsea just having a kickabout at this point.
Yes, 7 minutes to go. If it was a school match, the ref might blow his whistle. You feel it's been so one-sided. There's a few West Ham fans rather who've remained in the stand behind Alphonse Areola's goal, and maybe to let their thoughts known to the players. It's just been such a lethargic performance once again from West Ham. We're going to see Bowen's deflected effort right onto the top of the bar on this occasion. It was chipped up to him by Conor Gallagher, and as he strikes through the ball, that's when he actually catches it, Bowen. It was would have been very, very lucky if it had gone in, but he's had pretty much zero luck, so he's hoping for it to balance out there.
No rub at the green, unfortunately. It's a risky back pass to Petrovic, and it's actually gone all the way to the other side. It's maybe a bit of rustiness from Disasi, but managed to get it clear and back to Kurt Zouma. It's not mathematically over for West Ham, but it's not looking likely for Europe. Kudus comes in on his left, and it's a drilled shot to Petrovic's left-hand side. Needed saving, strong wrist, and it's out for a West Ham corner.
Good save by the goalkeeper. Kudus just looks so much more comfortable on the right-hand side. He cuts inside, similar to what we've seen from Madueke. He knows what he wants to do, and he's no one who's gone for the near post there. It's a good save by Petrovic, getting down low, and that's the first shot on target, I believe.
Wow. And it's 84.5 minutes gone. That Kudus flick inside off the turf was...
It's actually the second, isn't it? Because Ward-Prowse's free kick.
Yes, that's right, yeah. Fantastic save from Petrovic that time. And it's Jay James Ward-Prowse, hard for me to say this afternoon, with the outswing corner on the far side. Maybe a consolation for West Ham. If they can, it's a lovely ball in. No one jumps for it in a West Ham shirt, and it's going to be cleared by DSRC. Busy couple of minutes since he's come on, but he's done okay. And it's Kudus battling away down on that far side. He's looking the only one that really wants it for West Ham this afternoon. He's on the deck and he's up against 3 men, and unfortunately loses against all odds. And Conor Gallagher comes away. Toe pokes it forward to Nkunku. Looked lively since he's come on, taken down, but he's back on his feet. And Chelsea are streaming forwards in numbers, and they're happy just to knock it back. Shout for player of the match, I would say Conor Gallagher. Am I wrong?
I think you can pick out any Chelsea player actually today. Cole Palmer's had his usual moments. I've been really impressed actually by Nicholas Jackson, because he's got a couple of goals now, and he's been criticised for his finishing, but he makes such good runs, and there's a few times where it's opened up for his teammates. They've not found the final pass, but the reason it's opened up is because he's quite selflessly got a cross goal and dragged a few defenders out of the way. I think Cucurella looks interesting in the more advanced left back role. Conor Gallagher has played well. Mudryk, I'm sitting on the fence if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, like you say, you could pick out a number of Chelsea players this afternoon. Happy just to pass it around at the moment. The ball's just on the centre circle inside the Chelsea half with Chelsea. And Sky Sedu, it looks like he's maybe moved into a right back position, or maybe just covering Gusto, or maybe Gusto is playing on that right side, and it looks like maybe 2 up top with Nkunku clattered into that man Gusto just inside the West Ham half. Played it short, and it's just a passing it around game at the minute. Maybe a couple of minutes stoppages at the end of the game as we tick over 87 minutes, but this game is done and dusted as we speak. We're just looking at the table. Chelsea 2 points behind Newcastle, keeping them honest, and like we mentioned, Newcastle do head to Old Trafford in about a week and a half. West Ham in 9th on 49 points, not mathematically out of Europe, but damn near impossible at this point, as Disasi carries it out of his own box and gives it to Gusto, or Gusto. Petrovic just has it inside his 6-yard box. It's passing around, and West Ham can get nowhere near it, and Chelsea will be happy with what they're seeing as the confidence just builds and builds and builds. They actually give the ball away. Caicedo, James Ward-Prowse has the ball, and they're just playing for pride at this point, West Ham, and they're going to go all the way back to Areola from the pressure. Fair play to Chelsea. They're still chasing the ball, closing players down. Just looked like they've wanted it more this afternoon, playing the better football. It doesn't have help that West Ham just had zero look in front of goal. As Danny Ings, it's a nice sweeping ball. Right in the corner for Chelsea. 88 minutes gone. Chelsea 5, West Ham 0. Cole Palmer on 15 minutes. Conor Gallagher on the half-hour mark. Madueke on the 36th. Nicholas Jackson 3 minutes after half-time. Nicholas Jackson once again in the 81st, as we're going to get another substitute. And it's Cole Palmer, who's had a fantastic shift once again. The number 20, 21 goals for the season. The 21-year-old with 21 goals. He laps in the applause from Stamford Bridge and the Chelsea faithful as he makes way. Yeah, brilliant Cole Palmer once again. Fantastic outing and a real shout on the. He surely will be on Gareth Southgate's plane heading to Germany in the summer.
Yeah, excellent. Again, open the scoring with that nice finish and some lovely touches from Cole Palmer. Alfie Gilchrist comes on. He dropped out after playing against Spurs. Maybe a bit of a reshuffle now. Maybe Cucurella will go into midfield full time. Malo Gusto will go to left back. That looks like it is the case at the moment. And, Gilchrist gets a touch as well. Welcome him into the game.
Yeah, just shy of a minute left until full time. Chelsea have it in their left back position. A little bit of pressure, but managed to get the way out. And Cucurella's gone out to that far side to take control and responsibility of the ball. He's driven forward quite nicely into shrugged off a couple of men, and Kunku's come deep. He's got a shove in the back by Bowen, but keeps hold of the ball. A couple of first touches for the young man Gilchrist. Drops the shoulder and gives it nicely into the feet of Nkunku. Gusto in front of his own manager, plays it back to Gilchrist. 10 seconds to go until 90 minutes. I do expect maybe a minute or two. Paquetá did go down with an injury, but they're happy to see the game out. It's good to see Chelsea fans. They're all still in here in good numbers, enjoying what they're seeing, ready to clap their fantastic performance from a Chelsea perspective. And there's actually going to be 5 minutes added time. Jack, I was completely wrong. We'll get another 5 minutes of Chelsea passing it around.
Yeah, no escape for the West Ham players. There's no mercy from the officials. But obviously what's come through, what Andy Madley has calculated. Impressive this by Chelsea. They're playing right out from the back. Cassidy, he brings it forward. Leicester, of course, it was their first half of the season. Big part of their plans. A few more minutes now and he rolls it into Gusto.
Yeah, Caicedo now has it centrally, gives it inside to Cucurella, just outside the edge of the box, maybe thinking about a shot. Bodies in front of him, nice 1-2, and Nkunku spun his man. Big Soucek slamming the door, but Chelsea keep hold of it. It's Caicedo maybe trying his luck, and he has done his hit James Ward-Prowse in the hamstring, but Chelsea have it back once again. 91 minutes gone, Chelsea 5, West Ham 0, advantage played, and Chelsea come once again. There has been a goal at Brighton. And it is Brighton, I believe, who's got the goal.
João Pedro, they've had one ruled out through offside. João Pedro also missed a penalty by the looks of it. I'm not sure if it was a save and a follow-up from João Pedro, but he looks like he's given Brighton the lead deep into the game at the Amex.
Yeah, the top four seems pretty dead on, but it will be confirmed if Tottenham don't win this afternoon at Anfield, I do believe. It does seem like Arsenal, City, and Liverpool and Aston Villa will get Champions League, but Conference League all up to play for, and it's with the 3 points here Chelsea going to get, and he's looking to feed in Jackson to get the hat-trick, but short pass and Zuma will take up responsibility. Let it roll out for a throw-in on that right-hand side corner. And it's all but dusted as Cresswell will take the throw.
Yeah, reminder they catch the 4:30 game on this service as well. Liverpool against Tottenham, and the team news in, and really the big team news is that Mohamed Salah is back into the Liverpool 11. He's much publicised falling out with Jurgen Klopp at West Ham last week. One change for Spurs. Rodrigo Bentancur comes into the midfield.
Yeah, it'll be a big game. Turn of the tide. Liverpool want to stay in that title race as outsiders. Obviously, really heavy morale defeat to their Merseyside rivals, the team in blue, Everton, the Toffees. But we're about 2 minutes out of the end of this game, and Danny Ings still has it. He has it now in Chelsea's half, and he's actually been tumbled down, and it will be a free kick on the far side to West Ham. Can't believe Conor Gallagher hasn't been booked in this game.
So he's the Danny Carvajal of the Premier League, I'm telling you. He's moves about a lot. I was just thinking that we were talking about Cole Palmer and the England team. There just seemed to be still maybe a berth alongside Declan Rice as the other central midfielder, I guess, in the 4-2-3-1. Gallagher won't be too far away, but I'm not sure everyone's totally convinced he would be the player to fill that void.
It's a nice dummy on that side, and the young man Gilchrist has pulled down James Ward-Prowse just on the halfway line, right in front of the technical areas. West Ham will take it short inside their own half. I think both teams now just waiting for the final whistle for two different reasons. Happy Chelsea going to be getting 3 points, and it's maybe season over for the Hammers. It's a ball out to the far side for Kudus, maybe to run at his man and get a consolation deep into added time. Kudus looking for that left-hand shot. It's actually come off Chelsea man, and it will be a West Ham corner on the far side.
Yeah, late rally perhaps from the Hammers, get some sort of consolation. They have had a few chances, hit the woodwork 3 times, but Chelsea have been very clinical on the break, and West Ham once again their defence, there's no real urgency, there's no real proactivity about them. It's been kind of always been a yard off, and Chelsea have taken advantage.
James Ward-Prowse on the far side, out swinging corner. He's going to play it deep into the West Ham box. Bonga goes up for it. It's gone all the way to Jarrod Bowen just inside the box. Volleyed back into the mixer. But it's Chelsea man that reacts first. And we've actually got a 2-on-2 situation here as Jackson brings away as Nkunku to his left. Uses him. He has Koufal for company. Tries to play it back to Jackson. It's off Koufal. And now at the other end it'll be a Chelsea corner.
On another day, you think Nkunku takes that in his stride and hits it with his left boot, but he knows Jackson's on the hat-trick, isn't he? So unselfishly there, the Frenchman tries to roll it back into his colleague, but Soufal well positioned, blocks out for a corner.
We're just about to tick over the 95-minute mark, and Kunku out to the far side, the substitute back from injury to take this. They've actually sent all the big men forward, maybe the 1-6. Conor Gallagher's gone short. Kunku delays the corner, and he's gone short. And that is a full-time whistle. West Ham will be feeling blue. It's Chelsea 5, West Ham 0.
Hello guys, quick one as Chelsea has finally have the win. Guys, this is the kind of result we want to see with this Chelsea team, and this is the kind of result I believe we all would love to see for Chelsea team. So guys, as I told you before, soon we start the live stream and we'll make a resume of the match, and I hope all of you are really ready to connect on Chelsea match. So guys, quick one. As I said before, we we'll make the live stream soon. So just let me know if what do you think about this Chelsea team, and what do you think about this Chelsea result.